at Akersus.
Got it?
I got accepted.
Oh my
God. Is this thing on? Hello humans! So it is snowing. I'm super excited. So that's why I'm in pajamas, because I really didn't feel like putting on real person clothes today. I'm going to talk about my 10 favorite places to eat in Walt Disney World. This is going to include quick service and full service. This is just going based off of food, not like environment wise, because if it was based off of characters and just the whole theme of the restaurant, this would be completely different. So I'm gonna start with quick service. So for quick service, I'm gonna start like top 5 and then like narrow down to my favorite. So number 5 is the ABC Commissary, which is gonna be in Hollywood Studios. So if you see the Chinese theater like right down the middle, you're gonna bear to the left and go down that way. So like in between the Frozen show and the Chinese theater, it's gonna be right down there. It's kind of hidden. A lot of people don't find it that much. It can get super busy during lunch and stuff like that, and sometimes their line is out the door, but it's super good. They have like a really good range of food there, and for park food, it's pretty good. I usually get like this steak and corn dish, which you usually don't find in a theme park, so that is usually my favorite thing to get there. And then they usually have a really good like seasonal cupcake, and the way they do their seating there is unique to other restaurants. So after you eat, you like go in, there's 2 little seating areas, and you go into one of those and they go on like a little mic, and then they hold a sign and they'll bring you there, which I think is super convenient, so you're not walking around with plates of food. They just show you where to sit. I think other restaurants should do that. I know if we had that at Pinocchio's, we would have been so much better off. Second is Flame Tree Barbecue, which is in Animal Kingdom. That's if you walk in, it's gonna be right on Discovery Island in the front of the park. And just obviously it's Flame Tree Barbecue, so it's a lot of meat stuff. Yeah, if you're a vegetarian, this video probably isn't going to help you much, I'm sorry. But yeah, when I go there, I get a pulled pork sandwich, and then their sides are really good too. I forget exactly what they have, but I'm usually really pleased with it. The only downside to Flame Tree Barbecue is the seating's outdoors. There's like ceiling fans on part of them, but if it's a really nice day, it's like super scenic. It's on the water of the lake where you can see Asia across, but the food's really good, the scenery's really good, except if it's super, super hot, this probably isn't gonna be the restaurant you're gonna wanna go to. Number 3 is my mothership, Pinocchio's, and this isn't just me having a bias. Pinocchio's has a really good selection of food. We have pastas, we have pizzas, we have like the regular chicken nuggets. We have a chicken parmesan sandwich, which is, I didn't even like chicken parmesan anything until I started working at Pinocchio's. I'm obsessed with it. Like literally when I go to the park, I don't even care if I've had all 3 meals. I need to have this sandwich. It's so good. And of course it's right behind the castle, so it's super convenient when you're going to any parts of Magic Kingdom. It's a really convenient place to stop and eat at. Yeah, and Pinocchio's, I'm talking about theming, even though this was gonna have nothing to do with theming, but Pinocchio's has a Blue Fairy book where your princess or prince or yourself can write a wish in it, and if you ask a cast member, they can send the wish off to the Blue Fairy for you, and they can do something super special. So Pinocchio's is definitely a good quick service to go to. And then number 2 is gonna be, I'm gonna butcher this, Katsura Grill. Katsura Grill. It's the quick service that's in the Japan Pavilion in Epcot. It's opposite of the merchandise store and the hibachi restaurant. It's like up a little staircase. It's super pretty in there, super scenic. You can sit outside and watch the drum show and stuff like that. They have, obviously, it's a Japanese quick service, but I'm a super picky eater, so sometimes I don't like cultural foods, but that's why you go to Epcot. I usually get this really good garlic shrimp dish there, and if you go to Food and Wine, you've had the same dish. They usually have it at Food and Wine, but it's super good and they have it at that restaurant. And my number 1 quick service is Yak and Yeti in Animal Kingdom. There's like a big exhibit that has all the monkeys in them, and it's right before that, and it's on your way to Everest. there's a full service attached to it, and then there's also a quick service that's also in front of Cali River Rapids. And I usually get the honey chicken there. It's so good. They have plainer options for little kids too. That's pretty much what the honey chicken is, because I'm like the pickiest eater ever. Yeah, it's super good. That's another one. If it's hot out, the seating is outdoors, but it is Animal Kingdom, so they don't offer a lot of indoor seating. If you do need indoor seating in Animal Kingdom, I would recommend going to Restaurantosaurus, because besides like a deck outside, it's completely indoors and air conditioned. So for full service, I'm gonna mention like the pricing with these two, because I know a lot of people that watch my videos are obviously college programmers or people going into the program, or people that just need to save money on vacation because Disney is expensive. So number 5 is gonna be Boma, which is at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. Literally, this restaurant, I discovered it because it was one of the only places that had like an open reservation one night. It's super affordable and it's a buffet. And it's a cultural buffet. It's like, okay, it says it's cultural with like African influenced food. It's pretty much just like regular American food you would eat. They just add like some spices in there and maybe throw in like a random cultural looking food, but it's super good. They have this really good like sweet potato mash dish, and then they always have like in the cutting section, they always have like a really good turkey or something like that. And again, it's a buffet, so for the price you're getting and then the quality food you're getting is literally amazing. They have a super good dessert section. They have a super good kids section, which is like mac and cheese and stuff like that. The seating is really open. It's super good, and you can usually get reservations the day of, which is super convenient. The second is gonna be, oh my god, okay, if you religiously have watched my videos, you'll have seen this video. It's Akersus. It is the restaurant in Norway where a lot of people go for breakfast to meet princesses. That's like what it's usually dined for, is breakfast for princesses. But I went with my roommates and we went for dinner, and for one base price, it's like 50 something, which sounds like a lot, but for one base price you get appetizer, an entree, and a dessert of like your choosing. But for the dessert, they bring out 3 of them at the same time, and you get to try all of them, and they're like full-size desserts. And it literally blew my mind what I was getting for this price, and it was character dining. So the fact that you're paying $50 something for a character dining that already comes with everything in it, like literally blew my mind. And it was amazing food and actual like cultural food. It wasn't just like American food that they kind of throw like a Norwegian flair on. Like it was actually like some stuff I didn't want to eat because it was, I'm picky, but it was super good. I wrote it down. I got this special salmon, and that sounds super boring, but I had like a whole bunch of stuff on top of it, and like this cultural seasoning and this sauce and stuff like that, and it was so good. And then for dessert, there's this thing called rice cream, which they sell it at the quick service, but at the little bakery thing in Norway, but it has like stuff on it. Nah. But they have it plain at the restaurant, and it's amazing. It is so good. It's like a tapioca thing, but if you don't like tapioca, you'll still like it. But yeah, and usually it's easier to get reservations for dinner versus breakfast, because a lot of people don't think to go there at night. And plus, like, if you book this right before Illuminations, you get done with dinner and you go watch Illuminations, you're set. Or even if you eat there and then you get fast passes right after for like Test Track or something, because those fast passes are usually open because people are watching Illuminations. Literally, this restaurant is so good and underrated. I don't know why more people don't talk about it, especially for dinner. 3 is not according to price. It's Citricos, which is in the Grand Floridian, and the only reason I ate there is because my parents visited and felt bougie and wanted to try this restaurant. It's right next to, I literally need to learn to memorize things before I record these videos, because I have to cut out like 20 minutes when I make a 5-minute video, and this isn't cute. Victoria and Albert's. So it's like, it's right next to Victoria and Albert's, which you literally need to like save 10 of your paychecks to eat there. And that's not even including like add-ons to your meal. I was like, oh, my bucket list, I want to eat at Victoria and Albert's. No, Like, it's not realistic, honey. Like, I'm sorry. But Citricos is like the tier down, and the food there is so good. The atmosphere is ridiculously pretty. It's like, it has like this vintage feel to it, but it's also super modern. And the food there is amazing, and because it's so expensive, the waiters there and everything are super good too. When I went, I got a scallop risotto, and then they usually have like specials for appetizers and stuff, and I forgot what I got, but I think it was seasonal. Yeah, I think that's why I don't remember, is because it was seasonal. But yeah, and I think I went to dinner that night with like 7 people, and every single one of us was happy with our meal, which is super duper surprising, because like I've been to Contemporary Grill, which is the restaurant that's at the top of the Contemporary, and 2 people in my family didn't even like it, and everyone in my family likes Citricos. So, and then again, another favorite full service is Yak and Yeti, and I know I mentioned that for quick service, but I also said there's a full service. So the full service has the same type of food. It's like the Asian type of infused food, and this restaurant is super cool on the inside. Like, all the tables are different, all the chairs are different, the decorations are insane. Like, it's such an aesthetically pleasing restaurant. It's really cool. And when I went for an appetizer, I got pot stickers, which are amazing. I've also been to Skipper's Canteen in Magic Kingdom, and I like the pot stickers at Yak and Yeti better. Someone's gonna comment and be like, they're the same exact one. I worked there and they were the same. I don't care. They were better at Yak and Yeti, so I don't care. And then I also got this like salmon dish, but I'm saying salmon dish, but it was like really detailed salmon dish, and it comes with a whole bunch of sides, and it's super good, and it's not too expensive. It's obviously more expensive than quick service, but it isn't like the most expensive full service you can go to. So if you're looking for like a really good place to eat with your family that's not quick service but still affordable, Yak and Yeti is definitely the place to go. And lastly, if you are watching this and you're a college programmer, you need to go to Trails End. Trails End, they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I think. I only did breakfast, and the buffet there is amazing. The waiters and seaters there are literally to die for. They're so funny, and the selection of food there is really unique for breakfast. Obviously they have like pastries and stuff, but they have this French toast pudding, which is pretty much bread pudding, just like more flavor to it, and it's so good. I went there one day before I went to Universal, and I literally felt sick the whole day, but it was 100% worth it because the French toast pudding was amazing. Like, literally out of my 5 favorite foods in Disney World, that's like number 2. Okay, and before I finish this up, I just want to tell you 2 places in Disney World that are overrated to eat at. 1, I'm gonna get so much heat for this. Be Our Guest is so overrated, it's ridiculous. What you're paying for the food you're getting isn't really worth it. If you eat there like once or twice to go meet the beast, but I've never eaten there for food. I got like steak there and it wasn't that good, and someone got something else and it wasn't that good. The French onion soup is super good, but that was honestly about it. Like, the food isn't up to the par that it should be for how much you're paying. Yes, the atmosphere is great, but food, no. And then also Crystal Palace. Everyone goes there to meet the Winnie the Pooh characters, which is why I always eat there, but I really don't like the breakfast food there. Like, I'd rather go to Trails End. It's just kind of plain and boring for what you're paying, but it's character dining, so they make it super expensive. So yeah, that is just places that I like to eat in Disney World and that I really liked on my college program and went the most. I am going to Disney World a week from tomorrow for 3 days with my boyfriend, and while we're there, we're gonna be eating at Yak and Yeti. And I think that's the only one on this list we're eating as, Yak and Yeti. But obviously we'll be visiting Pinocchio's because that's my main turf. So yeah, thanks for watching this video and have a magical rest of your day.